Thanks for coming to the poetry reading. I appreciate the fact that you're here. As I used to say, it's great to be a part of the creation, and it's also great to be part of helping create the creation. I believe poems are listened into being, and this was the first real one I think that I heard, if indeed it is a poem. But this is what I heard, and it goes like this. It's called I'm At It. I'm not much of a poet of birds and kites, and balloons don't send me either, and I don't get up early to watch the sunrise, and I don't stay up late to see it set. And sometimes I think I'm not even a poet at all, and I'm probably not. But still, out of the blue, not the sky that is, comes this or that, and out comes a pencil, and I'm at it. Violent shift here to summer, and it's called Every Summer. Every summer someone is 14, with long lean body and eyes water green, wearing youth like a new bodysuit, wearing it through long water days and earth star nights, wearing it through movies, through dates that swell and perhaps burst the suit, wearing it in holiness and singing, through front porch kissing, through quivering on the threshold, through finally casting it aside and stepping over, then forever looking back into water green eyes and swollen suit self. This is called When She Died. I was so numb when she died that I got on the Pennsylvania Turnpike going the wrong way and went for 50 miles. Past the motel signs going the wrong way, the radio announcer going the wrong way, the cars going the wrong way, the big trucks going the wrong way, everything going the wrong way, going the wrong way, going the wrong way, going the wrong way. God, everything was gone the wrong way. To Jane, Carol, and Thomas. If on your request I could grab the haze around the moon, if in the act of swerving I could miss a head-on and forever go on missing it, if in this moment of forever relaxation I could look at you and you and you and hold it, while the centuries go galloping on like fools in hot pursuit of goals, I'd trade my share of the crescent moon, stars, and all the galaxies for it. There's a line in Shakespeare which speaks of striking heaven in the face. This is called Heaven in the Face. Great poets could once write of striking heaven in the face and get away with it because they knew that heaven existed, and the same generosity that prompted that belief prompted them to believe they could strike it in the face. Today we get something more like heaven's other end, if we get anything at all. For heaven's poor battered face has been stricken by bombs and shells and bullets. Heaven's face, if it is left, is blasted and bloodied beyond recognition. Besides, we, with our numbers, our maps and charts, our IQs, our complexities, our abstractions, have decided that heaven doesn't have a face anyway. This is probably my most widely published poem. It's also one of my briefest. Maybe there's some kind of connection there, I don't know. Why couldn't I have known all along? Nothing for the singer, everything for the song. I have a special feeling for the Loonies of the world. Loonies can be very difficult. You know, if they're really close to you, they can even be more difficult. But at least at some distance, I have tremendous kind of sympathy for them. This is called the Loonies. All the Loonies have been gathered in, and so the night can be allowed to pass. The careless wind can do its damnedest, can tear and claw at roofs like maddened lions and berserk eagles. And Norman and Eugene and Diane can lie in the arms of antiseptic pillows while those that play with brains for sport and profit follow lines on charts and compute statistics to see if they get well, get their character back, get a feeling of well-being, or whatever it was they lost in the outrageous give and take or lack of it that drove them to one day lock the door and say, "I've had it. Come for me only if someone needs my arms or me. Come for me if there's some slacking in the wind. Come for me, for on my own I'll not be coming back." Not a miracle man. I am not a miracle man. I do not increase the number of fishes. And water has remained water in my hand. I am not a miracle man. But I will water any flower that wants to open. And in climbing, try to give any climber a hand. This one is called the Hemophiliac. Do you know what a hemophiliac is? Someone who has a condition in which the blood doesn't coagulate. And I had a thought about that. I am a hemophiliac. You know, one of those people who can't stop bleeding. I've bled all over the length and breadth of America, and even foreign parts of the world where I've been taken as a draftee. I am a hemophiliac and also quite mad, for I'm possessed by some strange persuasion that my bleeding has meaning. So I say, let my blood be a sign to you who coagulate easily. Look to me and learn your lessons. Look to me and count your lucky stars. Look to me, the mad hemophiliac who bleeds every time he gets hit. Look to me and be glad that you don't even know when you get hit. This one is dedicated to my daughter Carol, who liked to make friends with all kinds of little creatures. And when we first moved into our house, she was finding all the ladybugs and talking to them in the house. They seemed to have found a place in our house. It was new. And this I kind of imagined the way what she was saying to the ladybugs. A ladybug doesn't understand on the windowsill or in your hand. I put her in my drawer. You can tell her, and she won't know where you want her to go. a ladybug doesn't know. She's beautiful, but she doesn't understand. She's too small. This is called a poem for a child. What should go into a poem for a child? Should it be an elephant or something wild? Should it be a great long-necked giraffe or something that laughs and laughs and laughs? To find just exactly the right thing, all over the world I'd go traipsing. But if the poem were not for you, but for me, I'd put in the little girl, and the little boy, and the little girl, and the little boy, and the little girl, and the little boy, right in front of me. When you read this to the younger kids, when you say, should it be an elephant or something wild, the kids say, yeah! Okay, Brooks. When our children were little, we used to go to West Virginia and they would play in the creek in front of the house, and out of that grew this poem called Brooks. In West Virginia they call them creeks, but we'll call them brooks, so people know what's, I suppose people know creeks as well. Brooks do not laugh. They speak of life and death, marriage, and the elements. Also, they speak of the wind and stars. And sometimes they speak of children who come to bathe their feet and look for miracles. This is a rather nasty poem dedicated to a neighbor. It's called Wild. They're actually very nice people, but you'll see what I mean. You are moving away, and I'm glad. At least I'm partly glad. You and your clipped hedge, your suppressed children who let everything out in a storm of dust and dirt into other children's eyes, and your Bermuda shorts which reveal your ugly, clean legs, and your good neighborliness based on applied psychology, a course which we have all had, and your dog. Even your damn dog is normal. It chases cats, particularly kittens, and breaks their legs. So goodbye, and leave me alone with my hairy ears, tomatoes on the lawn, my wild naked kids, and my spayed cat, who is a bit of a whore in a very generous and attractive way. This one is called Super Batman, and this I think is based on my son and his capes. You don't have anything in your hands but make-believe. Sometimes Super Batman soars like the sails at Kellogg's Cornflakes, and other times your hands become tortuous spires that indicate the structure of grotesque cathedrals, while sometimes your hands are tender to all the real and imaginary animals that fill the world. Fill your hands with make-believe, my son, but keep some strength for grasping real fish, carrots, and other bodies that know nothing of your make-believe and long to be held when the night is as deep and tender as your make-believe. This was a poem written in the late 60s when we were having a lot of riots. It's called The Streets of Laredo. The streets of Laredo have become the streets of Chicago and St. Louis and Stanford. There's no Wild West to project our evil onto. There's no Wild West to go to. And there's no Wild West to drain off the evil of people living together in eastern cities. And the strain of containing it is cracking, breaking open our cities, and things are coming out, and people are coming out. People that we used to hang or shoot out of the saddle, they're coming out. Not to be shot at, but shooting. And we wring our hands and don't know quite what to do, for we're always dependent on the Wild West to take care of things like that. What are we going to do? Are we going to grow up faster than we ever thought we could? Or are we going to just pull another Wild West, shoot them, hang them, burn them, brand them, or tie them to the back of the horse and drag them through a fair trial? Don't waste the day thinking about the night, though the coming guests be unbearably exciting, though they light up all your trees, though they ring all your bells, though they repave Main Street and line it with litter buckets, though they pave it with gold and pipe in angel rock or saints' songs. The night will come, and with its stars, but you will have missed the dawn, the and epiphanies of solitude, grass green as love, snow slides, wind falls, vapors rising, absolute frost, ultimate ice, and tumbling sunbathers that allow oceans to touch them where people never can. This is called Prayer for the Messed Up. Bless also, Lord, those who are out of step, who never say the catechism right, who get the tune but not the words, or the words and not the tune. Help those who embarrass easily, and do not profess your name freely in public chant or song, but hug your teaching close and try in the bottom of their souls to attain the blessing of your name. Also, Lord, we ask you to bless those who put their clothes on backwards, who miss their mouths at breakfast, who have to have things said twice, who offer love unexpected, who embarrass with tenderness. Bless those who stray and stray and stay astray. Bless those who do not know how to move in herds. They also try to heed your words. They also need your love. Truth. If truth were someone I could take by the arm and say, for the sake of me and the sake of you, I'd do it. But truth has no arm, no voice, no head, no ear, no nose. Truth has no heart. Lately I've begun to write a few things about my early childhood, and this one's called Coon Hunting. I dragged my ignorant hillbilly self out of sleep in the long hours before dawn, and follow Daddy's smoked-up lantern through the twists and tangles of the West Virginia woods toward where the dogs barked toward heaven at the treed coon. The branches of the birch swing back at me, switching me across the face like a blow from an angry parent who aimed too high and made more pain than he had in mind to do. The holes that I step into jolt my teeth and for a moment shake my equilibrium. For most times I am most level. I do not laugh too loud. I do not cry at all. We lie down for a while and I look up through the oaks and maples toward God, but I do not see him. I see through the leaves only forever. I hate that word forever, because when you die forever. I get up and move on, following Daddy's smoked-up lantern to where far away the dogs are barking. I wish I were home in bed dreaming that I'm following a smoked-up lantern, but I know that I am not dreaming. I will have to walk every mile to the tree and all the way back again. Not even a wild boy nor a mighty man can dream time nor the miles away. When we get to the tree, Daddy will say, "You want to shoot it, son?" And I, half in a dream, will reply, "Yeah," and I do. I draw a bead while Daddy holds the flashlight into the coon's reflecting eyes, and I, cold as a soldier defending his home, squeeze the trigger, and the coon drops forever screaming, "Help, help, 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 anyone," until all its climbing life is gone, and the hounds are at peace again, and Daddy and I head home, still in the long hours before dawn, I following a smoked-up lantern. The next one is called the Hillside Plow. A hillside plow is the kind of plow you use to plow the hillside. It meant at the end of the furrow you could turn it over, and you could turn the blade over and throw the soil down the hill. The hillside plow is gone now, or rests in some out-of-the-way place where time has taken the handles away, and only the steel remains, rusting away a little each year. Once the blade was sharp and shining, and the hinges were well oiled, so that when one came to the end of the furrow, one could be able to turn the blade easily, and the blade would grab the earth like a hungry animal, turning the earth so rapidly it would make the plowman a little crazy with wonder as he saw the possibility of corn and wheat and potatoes to come. The hillside plow is gone now, or lives only in memory, conjuring also the men and women and children that the plow provided for, many of whom are also gone now, and live on in our memories as bright and shiny as the blade of the hillside plow that cut through the earth behind the jingling and clanking of the horses' harnesses. They appear before our eyes, and we hear them calling in our ears, calling with words of comfort and hope and life. Our hearts recall them, though they're gone, like the finely shaped, well-worn handles that we once held as we followed, as the earth opened up to our eyes and the warm soil opened to our feet. I have just one or two more that I would like to read you. This one's called An American. I am an American, like wood ticks and prairie dogs. You would make a mistake to assume I have other loyalties. I have forgotten other origins. These woods, this earth, are the only home I know. To destroy me, you would have to split all trees, dig up all earth. I am an American. This one's called Wingless Earthbound Creatures. Let us learn to live like the wingless earthbound creatures that we are, savoring the small pleasures, small rewards for labor and faithfulness, not forgetting frailty in ourselves and others, not forgetting the power of tenderness, remembering the needs of frail, wingless, earthbound creatures that we are, and leave the myth-making to those who have a taste for the puffed up. My last one, I often close with this, is called To a Child, More Than Fu Manchu, an imaginary man. Thank you, and please. And did I hear you wheeze? And was that you reading Fu Manchu? And did you by any chance catch that glance that Batman gave Robin? And where, my dear, are you heading now that you're leaving? And may I go as far as too many in the car? For I miss you more, more, more. I love you. I do. More than Fu Manchu. Let's leave with Men on Motorcycles, okay? Men on motorcycles don't have mothers.